What a difference a game made for the New York Knicks. And it's really not even the difference of a game. It was the difference of one player. And that player was OG Anunoby, who made his return to the court on Tuesday after being out with an elbow injury in which he had surgery for. He comes back against the Sixers on Tuesday. Knicks win 106-79. Anunoby, 14 points, 5 boards. Looked like he had never left. And listen, it was a much different view of this Knicks team than we saw from them on Sunday at the Garden against these same Sixers, in which they lost 79-73. Yes, folks, you heard that score right. 79-73 sounds like a score out of the 1990s. The Knicks offense looked like it was playing in the 90s. That 73 points that they had, that was your lowest point total in 6 years. But with OG Anunoby back, he unlocked everything. And it wasn't just on offense, it's also on defense. And if you want to look at how he unlocked everything, it's not just about the 14 points and the 5 boards. You got to go a little bit deeper into the numbers. When you look at the numbers, his return was literally a game changer. And the impact is right there. New York, they outscored the Sixers by 28 points when he was on the court. The forward, he was on the bench for 19 minutes in that game. And when he was, Philly outscored New York by 1 point. Now, back on Sunday, in that struggle game offensively against the Sixers, you saw Philadelphia blitz and trap Jalen Brunson often, and the all-star point guard struggled to beat that defense. The other struggle for the Knicks was the role players just didn't hit shots. They got open looks. They didn't do that. Now, when OG Anunoby was on the court on Tuesday, that opened things up for a lot of other role players, including the spacing on the floor, which was so much better. Why? Well, Philly had to account for another shooter, and you saw that impact the other role players. Josh Hart had himself quite a game, a triple-double with 19 boards in this one. Dante DiVincenzo, who had been struggling from downtown, well, no more. He was bombing it from 3, 4 of 9 from downtown in Tuesday's win. So you saw that impact of what OG can do offensively for the Knicks. Now, I get it. You might look at that and say, all right, it's one game, small sample size theater. Nah. It's a lot more than that with the Knicks. We've seen this before. We've seen the impact of OG Anunoby and how he played with this team in January. And now the Knicks, they are 13-2 in games in which Anunoby has played, and they're 32.4 points per 100 possessions better with him on the court. So this isn't new. We've seen the Knicks play good basketball before with this guy on the court, and I think this comes at the right time for the Knicks as they are trying to get healthier, making a push for the playoffs. And the playoffs are a little bit down the road, but when you look at what's coming up, they start a 4-game West Coast trip on Thursday, starting with a game in Portland. The Knicks and their fans, they're hoping to get healthier. They're hoping to get Julius Randle back and also Mitchell Robinson. But OG Anunoby is going to unlock so many things like we saw on Tuesday night for them on this trip, which just makes them a much better basketball team. And this West Coast trip is going to have some challenges. We talked about them playing at the Blazers, Dennis at the Kings, the Warriors, and the Nuggets. So if the Knicks are going to do some things on this West Coast trip, they got to feel better about how they looked on Tuesday night, how the offense looked, also the impact of OG Anunoby defensively. And it's not just about Tuesday night, and it's not just about this West Coast trip. If the Knicks are going to make any noise in the postseason, I think we can see they need OG Anunoby on the court, and they need him healthy.